Hello YouTube, welcome back to my playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations. I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. We're going to continue from where we left off here. We're going to find out exactly what's going on at this embassy. Okay, let's continue from where we left off here. If you enjoy this series, do drop a like. It does help the series out a lot. Count off. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Shifu, 99 callouts. All 99 members are most likely here and accounted for, sir. Hey, you. Yeah, you, the second, number 1 from my right. Sir, yes, sir. Here, a birthday present for you. Huh? Shifu, I didn't know you actually knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have, Shifu. You are more of a man than we'll ever be, sir. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Uh-oh. Lang Z says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. That present isn't for you, it's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother. What? Your younger brother's wife's younger brother? Tell him I said hi, and happy birthday, won't you? Yes, sir. Shifu, I can't believe you remembered that much about each of us. Shifu, I'm sorry. I'm so moved that I can't stop crying. I should probably leave them to their alone time. Alright, meeting's over. Everyone, for your posts. Dismissed. Sir! Yo, were you guys there the whole time? I got a call from Sheena and she's already filled me in. It sounds like you're out to get in my way again. I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastian embassy. And what if I say no? Objection! Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I ever received permission from the ambassador, he is to be extended the same rights. Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. Alabast is the strictest immigration regulations in the whole world. Or didn't you know? Even amongst my elite men, only about half of them were admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen, I might spoil the soup, if you get what I mean. How dare you make such assumptions? Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabast, Miss Von Karma. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabast are a bit of a mess right now. What do you mean by a bit of a mess? No one told you? We had an incident in Alabast as well. This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie, just let us in already. Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? I'm gonna try to do an old man's voice. I don't know who this person is. Is that the king? Not really, just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please allow these people to join the investigation. Having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It is all because I lack the strength to govern well. Please, it is nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You weakling Kirkus! Curse your frailty and inability to effect change in your country. What are you... The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang. And it is my judgment, and in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. There, you see? Oh, no way. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please reconsider letting them into Alabast. What? What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Babalese embassy. And he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings completely unbeknownst to me. So I ask for your cooperation in our investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Babel someday. Alright, I get it. Even if you beg Ambassador Alba, I still have to give the final okay anyways. Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in. Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still a witness in the Babel murder. So I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babel. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me. Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. The fewer troublemakers, the better. Oh. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? So I wanted to ask for a while now, but... that lady over there, is she who I think she is? Oh, that's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet. Franziska von Karma, the prosecutorial prodigy. It's nice to see you again. Oh, I knew it. You're the whip lady. You may address me as Miss von Karma. Miss von Karma, I leave the investigation of Alabas in your hands. Thanks. Rest assured I will outsmart both the smuggling ring and the Yata Garazu. The smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Franziska a bit more about them before I head into Alabast. And I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Paleno for all that he has done for me. You've made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing. Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested, was cut down before he completed his task. There is no room for further failure in my perfect investigation. In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight into the ring, correct? It was nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following. You mean the Babalese ink. But why are there restrictions on the export of Babalese ink to begin with? That's classified Interpol Infor. Hold it! Franziska, as your subordinate, I'm part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was as well informed as you? Point taken. Very well. I'll fill you in. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zangfa. Counterfeit bills. Yes, as you may have deduced, the counterfeit bills are being made with Babel's special Babalese ink, and it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Babalese ink from real ones. Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babel. That's where this document comes into play, correct? Correct. Mr. Coachman was smuggling large amounts of Babalese ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was the head of the smuggling ring. However, there remains one tiny problem. Let me guess. You still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink. Yes, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile. Since we haven't been able to locate any of those items in the Babalese embassy, we're looking into the Alabastian embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden. Mark my words, I will find them. Made with Babalese ink. Let's see here. They are in circulation in Zangfa. It's hard to tell they're fake, counterfeit bills. Okay, let's talk to the ambassador here. Ambassador Paleno, I'm in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I don't like this guy. I don't. He just... This guy... You know what this guy screams to me? He screams to me used car salesman. That's like the scammy used car salesman. That's like the vibes I'm getting with him, like with his fist like this. Like, it's just... I don't got a good feeling about him. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. I will, Ambassador, on my honor. Wow, you're so sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but know that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. Oh no. No, that's quite alright. No more of those coupons, please. Oh well, how about this then? Is that... and what exactly is it? It's fountain pen ink. Is that the Babalese ink? Known as Babalese ink, it's made exclusively in Babel. So this is Babalese ink. We make it from white crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink. One dip of your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. How fortunate for me. The ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. Special white crystal oil-based ink. Limited export because of its use in counterfeiting. Great, wonderful. I guarantee you that writing with our ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Well, shall we get going? What happened? What's wrong, Kay? I didn't get permission to enter Alabast, so we're going to go gather whatever info we can over on the Babylese side, okay? Alright, I'm counting on you two. Right, and I'm counting on you and Miss Von Karma to sniff out clues in Alabast. Oh, and Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phone, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush on over straight away, no matter where you are. I'll let you know when the time comes. What, is there another murder in here? What? Alabastian Embassy. Ambassador's office. Wow, the embassy office also looks kind of similar. Hmm? Is that the Steel Samurai? What? What do you think you're doing to my subordinate? You're... Edgy! Oh, thanks to heaven you're here. Oh, man, it's Larry. Oh, no. When you guys were telling me that there's an annoying witness in the case, oh my god, it's Larry. I thought it was me Lotta Hart, but it's Larry. Larry is, Edgeworth and Phoenix's childhood friend. He appears in virtually every single, Ace Attorney trilogy. Edgy, oh, thanks to heavens you're here. I'm in really, really big pickle, your lordship. The Raven, it appeared, poof, and then disappeared, swoosh. And though I am the Steel Samurai, my sword, it... Wah! I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore. Who is this fruitcake? I'm Larry of the House of Butts, married man of Neo-Old Tokyo, milady. Now I remember, this person is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles? Yes, frighteningly enough, he is. Hey, what's up with that answer? Hey, your best bud is in a bind, and you act like it's no big deal? What sort of bind are we talking about here? The suspect kind. I accidentally became a suspect in a murder! I see. That is quite the bind. Not that we're in the least bit surprised. And there's a funny, thing in the Ace Attorney series, is that many characters in the Ace Attorney series are constantly accused of murder over and over again. Like, Maya got accused of murder like 3 times, Larry got accused of murder. How many times did Larry get accused of murder? 3 times too? Yeah, Larry, Molly got accused of murder 3 times too. So there's a, there's a lot of characters that constantly get accused. Yes, I pretty much expected this news. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. His name is Larry Butts. I've known him since grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he has been the world's largest source of trouble, with a capital T. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? You're so mean, Edgy. If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends go down by 1. So, the airship case, where he's a witness in and he's also accused in the airship case, that happened in Apollo Justice. The airship case actually happens after this, so this is before. So this is a prequel to Apollo Justice, remember that. That was uncalled for, besides, you're... Wait, hold on. Larry! It was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? Hmm? Oh, you didn't notice earlier? I even winked at you through my headpiece. What's going on? And why are you, beet red? Sorry. But could you not, speak to me, right now? Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play? Haha, so this is the incident you mentioned earlier. Mr. Prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Of what, you ask? Of the murder of a man who had snuck into this embassy. Mask the Mask 2. What? Mask the Mask 2. There was Mask the Mask in the original Ace Attorney trilogy, but I didn't hear about a second one. Mask the Mask 2. That does look like Mask the Mask. Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry's not the type to commit murder. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing. Shifu, we've identified the victim. Good work. I'll take that report now. Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well? What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. So no, you may not take a peek. But Agent Lang! Oh, it's Detective Bad. Agent Lang. Will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Ah, yes, of course. You let the detective see the file. You're Detective Bad. You're the prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me? Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yatagarasu non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop, in case a card was ever found. What incredible dedication to the case. Detective Bad knows the Yatagarazu's MO very well, and his passion for the chase hasn't died down in these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yatagarazu. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. Initial investigation. About the murder of the Mask 2, would you be willing to fill me in on a few of the details? When the Yatagarazu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty and put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, the Mask 2, he broke into this embassy. So Mask the Mask is a famous thief in the Ace Attorney world. His identity was revealed in the original Ace Attorney trilogy, but I haven't heard of a Mask the Mask 2. Probably to steal some treasure or another. And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. Suspect. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, Detective? That samurai? He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reason to suspect, I assure you. As you can plainly see, he's completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight, here, at the Alabastian Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commemorative speech. And that's when the Yatagarazu showed. But keep in mind, the Yatagarazu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats for the guests who had been called to sit in them were empty. A no-show. Who was it that failed to take their seat? The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time. And where was he? He was on the roof, with one of his legs down a chimney. What? That chimney leads directly into this room. Larry Butts, you've really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? Yes, so Larry is known for getting into the most ridiculous situations. He constantly gets into the dumbest situations. He's not a killer, so he's definitely not the murderer. In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Okay, let's check this place out, then. There was a grandfather clock just like this one earlier in the Babylese embassy. You know, symmetry is a fine thing, but their interior design really suffers for it. Really, I think this clock actually fits the decor of this room quite well. I suppose the wood does suit the all-natural atmosphere of this room. Its design and material it's made out of strikes a good balance with the plants. Hey you! Now it's not the time to be talking about interior decorating, you know. Hurry up and save me! Be quiet! Ah! This is all part of my elite investigation. All you need to do is be quiet and watch. Actually, I do believe Larry has a point for once. Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. Hey, how about that? I've got a few things I've got to ask you too. What is it? It's like both you and him. How is that the two of you always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side? And Francie, what about that promise you made to me? Promise? What promise? The one where you said you would model for my next book, Francie's Whippity Whip Trip. What? Yow! I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the butts. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. Steel Samurai? As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Laris Donim now? That's the Duxnim. Laris the Duxnim. Get that straight in your head, Edgy. Oh! Now I remember. You're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist. No, you've got it all wrong. I won't give up on that whole Larice business. Besides, when Jolina left me, and my heart in pieces, that's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could through the Steel Samurai outfit. Your name, Blavering, makes less and less sense each time we meet. I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as the Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it! I knew you'd know what I meant, Edgy! Not really. It's not so much as I understood. But a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Time of the murder. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey! Don't tell me you suspect me too! Nonsense. I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. He's basically saying you're too stupid to commit a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. For past experience has taught me that you were always the center of some insane event. Edgy! How can you be so mean, stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. So I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know. Okay, I get it. Just stop Francie from whipping me from behind. So, I guess, you know what I did, right, Edgy? I can't even begin to imagine, however. I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So you will tell me what exactly you did, Larry? No, not yet, Edgy. I'll take more than that to loosen my lips. Ah, a lot more! Confess, now. Oh. Okay, well, I was up on the roof. And why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know, that wintry custom and the legendary hero. Legendary? Hero? Santa Claus. Santa? Claus? I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys. But when I got there was smoke pouring out of the chimney. Smoke was pouring out of the chimney when Larry, fought to climb down it. And? Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Objection! Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know! I didn't graduate from junior high, you know! Then you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Ah! Crude! It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as a prime suspect in this murder. Come on, man! What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa? Objection! Let's start with the fact that it will be the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No! Hey, wait a sec. We're not in court. Okay, the knives. I want to look at these. There are some weapons on display on this wall. A crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts to Debelly's knives, which means the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cochin. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Let's look at the knives first. Knives adorned with flowers are on display here. I suspect that these are the counterparts to the Debelly's knives. The blades of these knives should match the blade of the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. One of the knives is missing its blade. Let's see if the two pieces of the blade and handle fit each other. It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly. Then this means that an Alabastian knife did find its way into Babal. But how? Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this? I wonder why there are no whips on display here. It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny, just like my heart. It comes at you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live life like bam. You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite a symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced the spear is up to the task. What's wrong, Edgy? You just started staring off into the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell you the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? Maybe I can shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence that will point something out about this spear. Wait a second, is that... Could that be the Babyliss knife in or the Alabastian knife in there on the spear? Could it really? Larry, I wonder if you might know what this is. Nope, not a clue. You didn't even look at it. No, that's because the only thing I can see right now is the form of my lovely Franzi. Oh, in that case, allow me to help you sear any form into you for all eternity. Eek! Ha! Whippity! Whip! Trip! Now this is a trip I'm willing to endorse, especially if we can finally get some peace here. I think I have to do yeah. What is this plant supposed to be? Francisca, can't you see that it's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba? Miles Edgeworth, as a subordinate, you have a lot of nerve telling me what to think. I look forward to your salary assessment next month. You are deluding yourself if you think you can have any control over that. The statue. I can spot absolutely no difference between this Primaduck's statue and Babel's. The statue's face looks a bit like that costumed hero you like so very much. I only wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suppose so. There was the exact same statue sitting in that Babyliss office we examined. It's the Primaduck statue. It was national treasure of the Principality of Codopia. There is only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. Both Alabast and Babel claim to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. Both countries claim to own the real one. National treasure. Only Ambassador and Secretariat can touch. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. It's a Primaduck statue. There was one of these on the Babyliss site as well. I hear it's very valuable, made of pure gold. It was the national treasure of Codopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of these two is a replica. But both Alabast and Babel claim to have the real thing and won't budge from their claim. What an incredibly childish fight to have. The counterpart to the Babyliss butterfly is the Alabastian flower. The butterfly and the flower. They're both lovely things. But can we interpret these to mean that Alabast, provides honey to Babel? Francisca, can't you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment? Very well then. Let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with. Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen. And butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How was that, Miss Von Karma? Your explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. Well, let's continue the investigation. Francisca, why can't you submit I had something there? Okay. There was almost the exact same wall mount for the knives on the Babyliss side. But I can't see any of the details from this distance. So this is the victim, Damask 2. What is with his, gaudy outfit? You don't know about Mask the Mask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. So this thief is separate from the Yata Garazu? I thought they were for a while, because their MO and targets were different. The Mask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about the Mask. That's alright, all I probably hear are tales of his failure anyway. You haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Sword. So this is the murder weapon in this case. There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it? What did you expect? It's Steel Samurai's daddy's secondary weapon. I only call it his secondary because although he uses his sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns into a real fight. You sure know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai. That's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of this sword is the Steel Samurai. Or in other words, Larry. Well, the reality is Edgeworth actually likes watching the Steel Samurai. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to providing him innocent. Weapon that's used on stage. It's thought to be what killed the Mask too. There is not a single shred of fashion sense in the Mask's costume. Well, at least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know. You can buy this costume almost anywhere now. It's being sold since when? Since around New Year's. The streets are practically flooded with them. Turns out the Mask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be. I can't believe that foolish fool would dress in a fool's clothing to act foolishly. We got your point about three foolishes back, Francisca. What's he holding here? What is this? What is he holding? Oh, he said it too. It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. Alabast, Primiduck statue, 5th floor, Ambassador's office. It would appear that directions on how to reach this room were written by hand. There's something written on the back as well. I'd like you to steal the Primiduck statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes a note to themselves like that? If I had to guess, from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just who is this person that requested the theft of the Primiduck statue? Request for theft of the Primiduck statue from map to where the statue is. There's not a single shred of fashion sense in the Mask's costume. Well, at least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know. You can buy this. Oh, we've seen this dialogue. Okay, skip this one here. I thought that the Mask had quit the business. This guy, he's just a copycat using the name, a phony successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Kashi No. He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Damask too. Cause of death appears to be the loss of blood from the back of his head. It seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. What is this rag? I suppose this was the wrapping cloth the Mask 2 used to carry his stolen goods. But there's nothing wrapped in it now. I guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever it was he was out to steal. The person shaking hands with the Steel Samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba, who was taken just before the murder. The Steel Samurai must be very popular. They're even using the National Treasure as a backdrop. I just don't understand. What exactly is so great about Top not there? Clearly there is a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show of costumed actors? Taken in front of Alabast's statue before the murder. Wait a second, hang on. The statue is the wrong way. It is, yeah. Yeah, look. I noticed that right away. It was the... And there's a bow and arrow on top here, where there's a oh wait, no, that's from the crossbow, but... Yeah, the statue is turned. Yeah, the statue can turn? And you can see the butterfly in the background too, but... yeah, something's not right here. It's a fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Yes, I can't say that I see anything unusual about it. This must be Ambassador Alba's desk. His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of some important work. Sapling growth log. Finally sprouted today. Funny, doesn't look like important work to me. Two gorgeous flowers in full, blossom here. It looks like something was removed. I'm sure flowers are lovely, as these must have an equally lovely name. Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers. That's a rather unusual name. It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ. As they say, you learn something new every day. Two large flowers in bloom. The vines are supported by stakes and are still growing. There are decorative plants here as well. This room is overflowing with nature. Humans used to live in the grandeur of nature once, long ago. I believe I'm not mistaken in thinking that those people truly love nature. This is coming from a man who loves shows featuring costumed actors. She just had to go there, didn't she? Okay. Murder weapon. Larry, about the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that! Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know. Yes, apparently you did. And, well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Shocked! Foolish fool, looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take something that big with you? Who would believe such a tale? Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry. Edgy! You believe me! I just knew that our friendship is something special. Anyway, even Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind. That in no way clears his name. Which means that I will have to prove his innocence from a different angle. Hey! That's an official steel samurai weapon. Huh? What? You want me to do it? Oh, you have no idea how many fans asked that of me. What are you prattling on about now? Steel samurai! Sushi slash! How was that? I bet it sends shivers up your spine. Heck, I let myself get caught up in being a spectator. How could I fail myself? Oh hey, it's the Steel Samurai! I want you to answer this for me, Larry, and depending on the answer, I may let you live. The Steel Samurai that was up on that stage, was that really you? Yup, sure was. Larry! You! Steel Samurai, Sushi Slash. I was moved by the performance of this man. This completely useless, worthless bum. I fear I may never recover from this. Yeah, skip that because we've seen that dialogue before. Okay. No matter how hard you try, you'll never be a necessity in our Shifu's investigation. Is that a fact? But no matter how good he is bound to overlook something. If you insult our Shifu, then prepare to be punished. Oh, and how exactly would you punish us? Every investigator in Shifu's command will work to disrupt your investigation. Vindicative much. You did some investigating over in the Babylese embassy too, right? I did. Is there a problem? Lang Zi says, a wolf who aims to hunt for 2 rabbits at once. I believe the idiom you require is he who runs after 2 hares will catch neither. Heh, a real wolf can catch both. I see, so what are you trying to say, seeing as how I'm currently handling 2 cases? Suit yourself, but don't say I didn't warn you. The counterpart to the Babyliss butterfly is the Alabastian flower. Butterfly and flower. They're both lovely figs. Can we interpret these to mean that Alabast provides honey? Oh, we'll skip this because we've seen this dialogue earlier. Yeah. Okay. This, statue is standing the wrong way. The picture. This better not be wrong. Because look at the picture, the statue is the wrong way. This better not be wrong if I point this out. The condition here is related to the piece of evidence. I don't see how they're related in any way. What? No, that is. The statue is turned in a different direction in the picture. Francisca, this is not like you at all. Don't tell me that you don't understand the meaning behind this piece of evidence. Well, I don't. Suppose I have no choice then. I'll just have to explain it to you from the beginning. What you should be doing from the very beginning is admitting your mistake. I guarantee you that evidence is gonna be brought up later. I'm pissed that I'm not able to use that here. That's... Okay, let's see here. Smoke from chimney. Okay, that's the only one we have here so far on this. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's this. It's the knife here. Eureka! A spear is supposed to be, a spear is supposed to be straight edge. Damn, okay. Oh, we have a picture of the... Hang on. Oh, hey, it's the Steel Samurai! I want you to answer this for me, Larry, and depending on... Oh, okay. Same thing. Okay, it's the same dialogue. Okay, we're gonna have to use the picture of the spear on... Let's use a picture of the spear, or the drawing he made, I should say. Eureka! Larry, about this spear. Oh, are you feeling it? Bam! I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me, or is the spear a bit bent? What? No way, it's exactly as it should be, yo! I have here the autograph you wrote for me earlier. Now take a good look at this, which you drew with your own hands. You can see that the spear is clearly of a different shape. Ah! What do you have to say to that? I'm sorry! When I hold the spear in my hands, all of a sudden I feel super powerful. And then during practice, I was spinning it around and around. And bam! It hit the wall! You unbelievable. This is an embassy. But I've always been like that. Ever since I was a kid. One time on an overnight field trip, I bought a fake sword and played with it late that night. I'm just a useless, hot-blooded man. Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay, so it was some field trip and I began to shadow fight with myself. Not that, I meant what you said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, that! It's no biggie, it's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not why I'm asking, Larry. The samurai spear is made of metal. I somehow doubt that a move as simply as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Man, Edgy, you're so naive. What? Where did that come from? Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear, but it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it. Because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit it again in practically anything, and it would bend. Is that so? Don't tell me you thought it was real. Oh, but don't take it the wrong way. I just think that part of your personality is cute. I see, your friendship truly is something special, Miles Edgeworth. Urgh, that's not friendship. It's utter humiliation. Weapon that's used on stage. Larry hit it against the wall and bent it. It's hollow. Hey, that's an official Steel Samurai weapon. What? You want me to do it? Oh, you have no idea how many fans asked of me. What are you prattling on about now? Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. How's that? I bet it sends shivers up your spine. I let myself get caught up in being a spectator. How could I fail miserably? Okay. Oh my god. It was, I was trying to figure out with the statue, but I was going based off of that wall back there with the knives, but I have a separate one that I can deduce on here when I'm closer to it. Okay, this better be the right answer this time now. Because I noticed that picture early on. Yeah, this, because the statue is turned. Eureka! Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about this scene, Miss Von Karma. The parent joined the ambassador's face as he shakes that top knot's head. That's not it. I was trying to point out that the statue in the photo is facing a different way. You're right. This statue is a national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or secretariat-level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched this statue around the time of the crime. Both countries claim to own the real one. National treasure. Signs it was moved during the murder. I guess that's about wraps up my investigation. That's... Yo! Pink Princess! How are you feeling? Still feeling, ill? And yet another stage, strange character comes out of the woodwork. And so the Pink Princess, comes, to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you, but I really hope it's not Oldbag under there. Miss Pink Princess, if you would please. Oh no, it is Oldbag! Oh my god, no. No, I called it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Me! I was like joking at first, thinking it could be Oldbag, and I was right. This must be what they call fate. How could this happen in 2 days in a row? What? Aren't you Miss Oldbag? Why are you so surprised? Ah, so you're the one they got to play the Steel Samurai. Ah, it's too bad. I didn't realize that until now. You are acquaintances with Larry? Why, yes. We worked at the same company for a little while, you know. That's why it's okay, my edgy poo. You don't need to be jealous. I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep. But it was so noisy here that I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So I imagine my shock when I saw my precious edgy poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this? I guess I misjudged you, edgy poo. You misjudged him? I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know? That was no misjudgment on your part. It's precisely what I was trying to do. But it looks like the winds have shifted, and he's now willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, edgy poo. I'd chase you forever, to the ends of the earth. Isn't that just peachy? This is one of those rare times when Francisca and I actually see eye to eye. Pink Princess. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewater Land as the Pink Badger. What are you talking about? That was ages ago. That was yesterday. Look, I worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, right? That was the first time that you ever seen her in the Ace Attorney trilogy. It was in the third case in the game. The Studios murder. I remember that one, too. Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually. They called you? Apparently, the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly, so they called me in to be her last-minute replacement. Do they not have enough people on staff at that studio? I really couldn't say no, so here I am, playing the role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. But the poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her. She's going to have a terrible time. I mean, I'm not exactly great reading straight to be a stand-in at the very last second, so I turned over. I knew that for that brag called the Steel Samurai, and the audience was over, but I'm having great because I tell you, they're really a bunch of simpletons. You're a rather lively old lady. So basically, you received a stand-in request this morning, correct? You got it. If you need to see it, I've got it right here. Look. It appears that she is telling the truth. Request from Miss Oldbag is stand-in for Mindy, the Pink Princess actress who fell ill. No, she probably didn't fall ill. I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears. Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall. But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker. I was just taking my break when I found this stuck under the door. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving night? What? Honestly, if you really have to watch out for these kinds of things, look at what it says. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving night. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you'd think he could get my name right. There's no accent in my name. Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? Ah, but now you're here, Edgy-Poo. I feel 100% safe. Is it Larry who wrote it? To Mr. Edgeworth, Steel Samurai. Hey, where do I factor in this? You bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy-Poo? Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. Oh, come on, Edgy-Poo, stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get. Letter from Miss Oldbag has mistakes for bad penmanship. Yeah, I think Larry wrote it. Time of the murder. What were you doing at the time of the crime? What crime? What? After the show was over, I had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm. At the time of the crime, Miss Oldbag... hang on. Was warming her hip in the room next door. Well, a murder occurred in the room right next to yours. Is that right? Oh, Edgy-Poo, I'm so scared. Hold me. Caress me. Hold it. If you could please not cling on to my personage. In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at Ambassador Alba's speech. Oh, that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young, tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and got stiff. I couldn't move at all. Can you provide proof of your condition? Oh, you just go on ahead and ask the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way down to this embassy. I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave the room is rather pleasant. Prosecutor Von Karma, I brought the police dog as you requested, sir. Good work. You may leave now, officer. This dog. I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for the Yata Garazu. Looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in this country, too. Hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's the dog Gumshoe's been taking care of. I think its name is Missile. What a fitting name for a police dog dashes out in front and attacks. That action alone isn't exactly what's going on to solve the case for us, you know. Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go. He's going in a fireplace. What is that? Good dog. You really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here? What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but... Wait, Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog? Ah, no! Bad Missile! He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that. It's just a meat substance snack featuring the Steel Samurai. I'm sure he'll be fine. That's quite a bit of information you gathered there in a single quick glance. We should really be focusing on why there was such a samurai dog there in the first place. It looks like that snack wasn't all Missile found. Oh, what do we have here? It appears to be a lady's undershirt. I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing. I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like the shirt would even fit him. Samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it. I think these two are linked. Smoke was pouring out of the chimney when Larry fought to climb it. At the time of the crime, Miss Oldbag was warming her hip in the room next door. These two gotta be linked. There's no trace of this room's fireplace being used. And your point is, smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least according to Larry. This is a contradiction of facts, is it not? Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something up on that roof? There is a testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went? I see. So what you're proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldbag's fire. So basically the fireplaces of neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're implying? The office fireplace and the one in Miss Oldbag's room share the same chimney. Precisely. He was a much bigger help than I thought he would be. Yes. However, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what he found. In that case, you should keep it on investigating until you do understand. Now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation. Oh, right, I will. It's with great dread that I proceed to do what I must do to solve this case. I wonder if I show her, What's this, a present for me? No, obviously I can't simply give you a piece of evidence. I see. You're just embarrassed to give it to me in front of all these people. But don't worry, I can wait. A present of love from my edgy poo is beyond worth it. What a bother. If you only knew how much Francisca... Okay, hang on. Let me talk to Larry then. I wonder if I show Larry the letter. Larry, I wonder if you might know what this is. Nope, not a clue. You didn't even look at it. Nah, that's because the only thing I can see right now is the form of my lovely Franzi. Oh, in that case... Eek! Hop! Okay, I guess we talked to Miss Oldbag. If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt. Oh, Edgy Poo! What is the meaning of this? Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask, and I would have gladly given you as many as you'd like. Thanks, but no thanks. This shirt was found here at this crime scene. What? Come now, why don't you just confess, and explain what it's doing here? I know nothing! Nothing, I tell you! What? Oh, I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that shirt. But I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know. Wearing that pink princess costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect. You're too cruel, Edgy Poo. Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room? Of course I am. If I had been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm and relaxed as I am? I tell you, it's always like this. It's always my fault. Tabloid articles missing, the camera missing, that lawyers. They're missing. The speaking of missing, there's the matter. My husband would soon got married. He said, guess I'm stuck marrying you. What kind of a proposal was that? What we should have done is we desert you, but I can't help you with marrying me. Honestly, man, these days. Well, I don't believe she is lying about her actions. So I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room into this one. I assume the samurai dog was also yours? Ah, that brilliant mind of yours. You really can see through everything about me. And so the feeling of dread continues, but I suppose I should ask for more details. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it? Oh, of course! I'm forever yours, my edgy wedgy poo. Hold it! You could just stick to what I asked you. Edgy, are you and Miss Oldbag? No! You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy. A present? The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them in that pushcart just to move them all. Those studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy? So did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you going to stick up for me? Oh, about that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know. And then, there they were, the samurai dogs, were just sitting on the dressing room floor. I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show. Well, if by preparation you mean sampling them as well. Excuse me? Oh, I tried one, and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think of this, but I figured that since they're for kids' show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes. As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, oh, this is...
is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me.
Present for embassy staff. Miss Oldbag took and ate a few from the dressing room. Looks like the lesson for today is, when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. The undershirt was found in the office fireplace, but how did it get there? The office fireplace and the one in Miss Oldbag's room share the same chimney. The lady's undershirt that Missile found. Huh. Why are you getting all excited over holding on to a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. If you know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry up and return it to her already. You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet, despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undershirt. Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall? Not quite. The fireplace in this room was connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room was also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order. There is an X on the back wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can get a better look at it. What in the... The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. It's a secret passageway. I suspect that the fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room. The neighboring room. There appears to be nothing particular about the next room, but the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there is a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. Ambassador Alba's office fireplace is connected to the neighboring room's fireplace. We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as Damascus 2's killer now, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip. So she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damascus 2's murder. It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Very well, then. If you're prepared, I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good. I'm counting on you, Edgy. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie! I know that there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. What's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you! I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world, and then kill myself. And throw everything into a mass confusion! You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Even if you make that face, it means no use. A man who is ready to die is strong-willed, you know. Larry, doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Edgy! Although, allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case, and that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works. Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did up on the roof that... Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be really annoying, because his testimonies are always, really, ridiculous. After the show, I left a pushcart in the Rose Garden and came to the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know? So then I wanted to play Santa, and I decided to give it a try. Oh my god, what an idiot. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you not to lie anymore. But it's kind of ultra embarrassing. And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Edgy, man, I just said it was embarrassing, so, of course I can't blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out of me. As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie. I have every intention to, for I'm not about to let us waste time on such trifling matter. After the show, I left a pushcart in the Rose Garden and came into the embassy.
Hold it!
You left the pushcart. Could you please clarify that statement for me? Yeah, so the whole wheels on the pushcart got covered in dirt from the Rose Garden. It would have made a mess on the floor inside, so Ambassador Alba said to just leave it. Well, it would be rather impolite to dirty another country's embassy. Come to think of it, I recall seeing the pink princess on my way to the embassy. And what was she doing? Nothing in particular, because she was being carried by some docs on a stretcher. She must have been incapacitated by the pain of her bad hip that she suffered during the show. So I came into the embassy, right? And then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador.
Hold it!
So you shook hands with the ambassador of the Kingdom of Alabas, did you? Yeah, can you believe it? I did something really cool for a change. But honestly speaking, there's something interesting about shaking some guy's hand. Hey there, are you disrespecting another country in their very own embassy? As someone with roots in this country, I'm feeling nothing but incredible shame at this second. Agreed. I apologize for his inconsiderate words. Now, Larry, please continue. What is with all of you? You keep saying that kind of thing, and I'll tell you only lies. You're already telling us something about lies, so let it go and move on. Ah, alright, already. You don't need to glare at me like that, edgy. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around.
Hold it!
Larry, I want you to listen very carefully and take this to heart. The whole point of your life is to cause misery and pain to everyone you encounter. I know! I get it, I'm totally the bad guy again. I thought you're his friend. Don't you think that was a bit harsh? Lang Z says, true friends are bosom friends. If you are in trouble, call on your bosom friend, whose shoulder you can truly cry on. Hey, bosom buddy, I hope you're listening carefully to my testimony. Has it crossed your pea-sized brain yet that Agent Lang is only out to arrest you, Larry? Now then, you were wandering around inside the embassy, and then what happened? That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know.
Hold it!
I should hardly think that chimneys are that rare. Agreed, especially since they're a traditional feature of American houses. Plus, many grand buildings had even larger and fancier chimneys. Yeah, but the kind of chimney I'm talking about is a really romantic type. A romantic chimney. It sound kinda silly. But women seem to really enjoy them. And I just have a good feeling about that chimney. So then, I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try.
Hold it!
You suddenly wanted to play Santa. Oh well, actually I dressed up as Santa once before already. That was down at Gourd Lake. I'd appreciate it if you would dredge up such an unnecessary memories for me. Yeah, when he's talking about Santa, he's talking about the, fourth case in the first game. The fourth case in the first game, in that case, Edgeworth was actually accused of murder, and Larry was actually a witness on that lake, and he almost messed up the case, and he was dressed up as Santa. I remember that thing, too. So, Edgeworth was accused of murder. It's actually the same case where Von Karma got, prosecutor got arrested for at the end. Yeah, it sounds like you guys share a lot of history. A peak to being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all. Actually, is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal? Raise an objection. Actually, I believe in the case of this man playing Santa is actually quite a big deal. Are you saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa-quality stuff? Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang. Hey, Edgy! That's so incredibly mean! Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world? Of course I know that! I did graduate from junior high, you know! In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. I was, delivering a present to a child not basking in the warm glow of love.
Objection!
That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard. But a lie is still a lie. You sure know how to kick a guy down when he's down, you know that? In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present onto was most certainly this. That's Mask the Mask 2, okay. It's gonna be Wendy. The woman behind the pink princess mask. I believe her real name is Wendy Oldbag.
Take that!
Hey, interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect.
Don't spread lies about me. I totally didn't want to see Miss Oldbag so much that I tried to go down a chimney. Ow!
I advise you to stop right there in your bashing of a lady. Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Oh, so he thought that Wendy was actually younger and, that's probably what. Define wrong impression. I simply mean that the man before you fought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this. Stand-in request. Request for Miss Oldbag to stand in for Mindy, the pink princess actress who fell ill. Yeah, this.
Take that!
This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the pink princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress.
But that's not true, Edgy. She's the one with the hots for me. I just know it. I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. Sexy beam, I tell you.
You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. You haven't matured at all since we last met. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes? This guy, he's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it. I suppose you could put it that way.
Hey, what the heck, man? I didn't get you guys at all. Why do you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy?
To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way to the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure.
Hey, Edgy, looks like I'm at the hang of this court thing now.
Did he just... Oh my god. Did he just... He did the hold it.
But we're not in the court at the moment.
Shut up! I see what's going on here. It looks like what you do in court. I guess old boy here has something he'd like to say. Lang Zi says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions till everything's out in the open, which is why I'll listen.
Alright, then get ready to listen to me, defeat Edgy in a battle of wits.
Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? Larry's assertion.
So you think that I wanted to do, was to go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and the mistake made me late for a speech. Then to top it all off, I became a suspect in a murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? Hey, somebody say something!
Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession but as a testimony?
So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim, claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that? So it was you! You're my stalker! But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused on one man. Long as Edgy Poo's alive, I can't just drop him and be unfaithful. No, I can't. Although earlier I was tempted by a whole diet to bluff my dear Edgy Poo, which I passed flying colors. They completely through my Edgy Poo rest. I'm so inspired.
You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around complete worthless man. I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there is nothing further for me to prove at this point.
What do you mean? Of course you've still got something to prove. You still have to show some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy.
Proof, you say?
Remember, Edgy, everything is evidence in court, right?
You mean evidence is everything in court, Larry. But I understand your point.
Yeah, see? I'm totally a pro at this now.
Very well. If you wish to see the evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. So you think that I wanted to do was to go visit Mindy?
Hold it!
Well, I have been saying that for a while now. After all, if not for that, then for what other reason did you wish to go down that chimney? You can't say that without any evidence. That's against the rules, Edgy. Thanks for keeping the prosecutor in line for me, Mr. Suspect.
Hold it!
I have the evidence, and if you wish to see it that badly, I can introduce you to. Ah, but it's not good to keep them waiting, my subordinate. Hurry and show them already.
Lies! All lies, Edgy!
Well, if you wish to lie, by all means continue, because I'm ready to expose your lie at a moment's notice.
You won't get the better of me. Now let's see.
He's so stupid, he doesn't even realize that Lang is trying to prosecute him.
Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick.
Hold it!
Was the smoke coming from the chimney really that thick?
You bet. It was so thick, I had tears pouring out of my eyes. It was a mess.
I see. You do realize that you're just confirmed for us your chimney escapade.
What? That's totally unfair. You've tricked me, Edgy.
Hardly. You simply have yet to master how to counter this cross-examination technique.
Oh, well, what I just said was a slip of the... No, I mean, what I said was the wrong thing. Besides, isn't that what you really meant to say about what I did tonight? It was a case mistaken identity, and a mistake made me late for the speech.
Hold it!
I'm not quite sure how you could mistake that actress for this lady.
Oh, Edgy Poo, are you staring at me? Are you finally succumbing to my feminine charms?
I should think that the Steel Samurai is the one who should know all about your charms.
What? Me? Edgy, what are you trying to do to me?
Nothing. Simply the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess are husband and wife.
Aw, is my poor little Edgy Poo jealous?
You could please drop that line of discussion right this instant.
But Edgy, I told you I already have Mindy.
Speaking of Mindy, exactly what kind of woman would you say she is?
Edgy, are you seriously telling me you don't know who the Mindy is? She's just like, what her name means. She's super sweet with a great smile. I didn't mean to brag, but she's one of the troupe's fastest rising stars.
Interesting. So you're saying a woman like that is what, made you late to the speech?
Huh? Curse you too! Why is everyone out to make a suspect out of me? Looks, all I can say is this. I was late to the speech. Then to top it all off, I became a suspect in a murder. That's what you really meant.
Hold it!
I suppose you might be correct in a small way.
What do you mean by that?
Besides being a suspect in a murder, there are a few other things you are a suspect of.
Oh, not you too, Franzi. You tried to stop me, but I won't let you intimidate me like that. Look, I already told you, Miss Oldbag. I wasn't after you. I was trying to see Mindy.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, can I just arrest this guy already? I completely understand how you feel, Agent Lang.
Wait, please, listen to me. What I have to say.
If you have a serious assertion to make, then I consider listening, however.
No problem. I'm gonna put you all I've got into this, so listen good now, okay? But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose?
Hold it!
Larry, this is the final point you wish to make.
You got it. I've called on all the energy I have and told it to you with all my soul.
In that case, allow me to take that soul and break it.
Huh?
Yes, we'll stamp it out under our feet until it's been ground to a fine powder.
A fine powder?
Oh, what?
Speak!
If you really put all your soul into that, then you're ready for what's coming, right?
In place of the Honorable Larry, I offer my soul to you.
Larry, come out from behind those there and face this like a man.
You're scary, my liege.
This whole testimony is one giant confession of all that he's done tonight. He's practically begging me to show why he bothered to put himself through all of this. It's gotta be the letter, but... Yeah, the evidence is the letter, but the question is... On which statement do I show it on? I think this one. Letter from a stalker. I really hope it's this.
Objection!
Larry, there's a major contradiction in that statement just now. Really, hey, Franzi, what do you... Oh, no, it's not. The letter? Here.
Objection!
Yeah, okay, it's here. I was right on the piece of evidence. It's a statement. Larry, don't ever think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter.
Hey, why are you showing that thing to me?
Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving night. Well, isn't that just romantic? But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight?
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing.
Objection!
You can pretend to be ignorant all you'd like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not, out to meet the old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. What part of this letter shows that you, that the person Larry was intending to meet was Mindy? Mindy? Oh, it's the... His handwriting is so bad. Did he actually write...
Take that!
Larry, suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again.
Whoa, what the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English.
You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye.
Hey, stop picking on me. It's so embarrassing!
There. Isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they?
For punching,
But that will have to wait until we're off this crime scene.
Edgy, save me from the scary man.
Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake.
That wasn't me.
Come again?
It's a fake. Someone's out to get me, so they made that fake letter. To set me up!
Accept your defeat graciously.
But you guys are being so mean.
Hold it!
Penmanship analysis.
What's that?
No matter who, all people have a certain unique features to their handwriting. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter.
I'll never write another thing in my life.
Hold it!
Tisk. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight. For you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting. The Steel Samurai's autograph.
Take that!
This autograph and our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our question soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure.
I'm sorry! I didn't. It was me causing the trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy.
So he finally confesses.
I saw the pink princess being carried around in a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go to Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? It was the chimney or bust, Edgy.
Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney. What a criminally, overactive imagination.
Well, at least I was honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door. That way she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down through the chimney.
Except for the fact the letter was another failure conveying said statement.
I'm really sorry.
Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. However, I always knew you weren't a killer. I told you to trust me, because at the very least, I could attest to that about you.
Edgy, you're... Heck,
we've lost a lot of valuable time because of you. That I actually agree with Francisca, but on that.
How?
In any case, I believe we can say that we, now know what happened. Mr. Larry Butts sought to climb down the chimney. Not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room with the elderly lady next door. Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay?
Oh! Hey! What? Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says I'm not off the hook yet?
He means that the murder weapon... Larry, did you forget? There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head. That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect, after all. We may have to figure out where he was and what he was doing all night. But the blood-stained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene. But he was hit with a blunt object. Well, unless the samurai sword is not sharp, but it depends on how heavy it is. Blunt object is like a rock, a baseball bat, something that's not sharp. As long as there is no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite.
Eek! Edgy, that guy, he looks like he's seriously about to take a bite out of me.
I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial. Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely Bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got. I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon. But the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. Yeah, because it's a blunt object. Sword's sharp, so it's not... This will be a high-stakes gamble. But this is one game I can't afford to lose. Why, Larry? I was the one who found the body of the victim, the mask too. Besides him was a samurai sword, glittering red, and offered up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect Larry Butts, in here too. Isn't it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership? But this owner wanted to sneak into the crime scene. I thought that's plenty to go on, don't you?
Hold it!
If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that.
Not so fast!
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are long-term friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi? You're accusing me of fabricating evidence. You think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do. This man has some serious issues with prosecutors.
But, come on, I can't think of something as complicated as that, right, Edgy?
Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Wang knows nothing about you. Or me, for the matter. I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. Why, Larry? Okay. I was the one who found the body of the victim, the mask, too.
Hold it!
So you were first to discover the body at this time. This time? What's that supposed to mean? You better watch what you say. I only said this time because earlier Kay was the first to discover the body in Babel. And your secretary, Agent Shina, was ready to accuse her of murder for that.
Not so fast!
Ha! So are you going to use that excuse to call me suspicious now? Of course not. I was simply pointing out that the usual pattern with discoveries of bodies. But in the Babelese case, there's proof that she was holding the weapon, right? Well, in this one it's a bit different since we know exactly where the weapon is. Besides him was the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood.
Hold it!
Excuse me, but the glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the test, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. This sword was made only to be used on stage, so it's not sharp. But it is pretty weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with a sword. Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let it slip by. Besides him was a samurai sword covered in blood.
Hold it!
About this samurai sword, have you received a report from forensics yet? They confirmed that the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. Alright, but have they confirmed that the outline of this wound is consistent with this weapon? Tell me something. Do you see the dead body right there in front of you? So, if they were conducting the autopsy right now, shouldn't that body not be here? Well, I suppose so. I guess they must still be investigating this room. Meaning it's possible he doesn't know about that piece of evidence true nature. Anything else you'd like to chit-chat about? No, good. Now let's continue. I think I know what... Larry's stupidity is actually going to save him right here. I know what the answer is. The samurai spear, look. Weapon that's used on stage. Larry hit it against the wall and it's bent. It's hollow. Weapons used on stage. Thought to be what killed the mask too. The weapon could break easily. That's basically it. That's the trick.
Objection!
Yep, I'm right. I got it. Those prop weapons can break easily. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? Heh, it's a long spear, right? We used, to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing, people down. Spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history. It's the next most effective weapon after the whip. I think the whip is in slightly different category. So what's your point? Are you gonna tell me that the spear is a real weapon? No, I simply want you to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent? Precisely. Apparently a certain troublemaker hit it against the wall in this embassy earlier. Oh no. I just thought about something. Could the statue be the murder weapon? Because the statue is really heavy and a blunt object. The statue was moved. Could the statue really be the murder weapon? The killer didn't remember the angle the statue was standing at, and so when he killed the mask too, he put the statue standing at that angle, but it was at the other one. Could the statue be the real murder weapon? It's hiding in plain sight. And as you can clearly see, the insides of the Steel Samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, the replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow. Let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet there is not even a dent in the samurai's sword. How do you explain that? Yeah! Oh yeah, the sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they'd make them out of better stuff, because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got an early earful from the director for of the play for not doing it in the show. The Steel Samurai's special move was changed tonight because of him? Because he bet it Larry could do the early summer rain jab special attack. Youch! That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear. Yes, let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy per se, so all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. Using guesswork and taking risks in a place of real logic is hardly the Von Karma way. It's neither smart nor very clever. Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken. For no one should have conceived of the notion to convict all defendants in the first place.
Objection!
What a foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. There's nothing more important in this world than the perfect victory.
Hold it!
That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet. Then let it crumble as I walk on towards the truth.
Not so fast!
You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor. But you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider that, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used such a way that the attack killed the mask too without bending it. How? So what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need. Of course, what I need is evidence even he can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this to a close. Why Larry Part 2? It's possible to use a samurai sword to kill someone. And under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy, top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicion would fall onto the owner of said weapon? How long do you intend to cling on to that preposterous theory? using the statue as a murder weapon, I'm convinced the statue is the murder weapon. I think it is. Using the statue as a murder weapon would be genius. And the reason it's genius is because only the ambassador and the secretariat are allowed to touch it. No one else is allowed to touch it. And because that, the police aren't even going to touch it. It's a sacred, relic to their country. So literally, they're not going to investigate that. The proof is that the statue's been turned. It's been moved. As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of this embassy. There's no stone left, we've left unturned. Actually, there is a statue. We managed to come up with only one logical conclusion. That the only place inside this embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword.
Hold it!
It's the statue. You left no stone unturned. Is that a fact?
Not so fast!
If you've got something to say, then say it. Say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear to you. Why Larry Part 2? It's possible he's a samurai sword to kill someone.
Hold it!
May I inquire as to how you were able to make such a claim, Agent Lang? Lang Z says, capable of miracles beyond comprehension, a mysterious creature is man. Rather than man is Agent Lang's quotes that are getting increasingly, incomprehensible. The human body is a mysterious thing, even with a toy-like sword. It's easy to kill a man if you hit just the right spot. Which is why I think it's possible to kill with this thing without leaving a dent.
Hold it!
But we can only be sure of one way or the other by seeing it if the wound matches the sword. I know that. But as long as it's a possibility, I can proclaim it as much as I'd like. And under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion.
Hold it!
But you must know that your conclusion is wrong. Given the circumstance I'm in, the only people I can trust are my subordinates. Because they're much more trustworthy bunch than you prosecutors will ever be.
Hold it!
And you call yourself a professional. No, I'm the professional here.
Not so fast!
You still don't see, do you, Mr. Prosecutor? You have to earn my trust. And the only way to do that is to show me proof of another possible murder weapon. Another possible weapon. In this room. There's only one other thing left. This is going to be a gamble, but I can't withdraw from the game now. You're not going to get me to trust you by the power of your glare alone, you know. Plus, I have other reasons as to why I think the samurai sword is the murder weapon. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon.
Hold it!
The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword. That's right, even with luminol. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that the samurai sword is the weapon? Raise an objection. If you believe that there is no other door of possibilities left open, then allow me to force one open for you.
Not so fast!
And how do you plan to do that? By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon.
Not so fast!
Ha! Ha 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 ha! The real murder weapon. I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy, and they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as the weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis? Of course. Because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation.
Not so fast!
What are you talking about? They wouldn't touch the statue because it's sacred. I don't appreciate mind games. I don't appreciate it when people like you slander my men.
Hold it!
I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigation, Dragnet, has a few holes in it. Namely, that there is something your men couldn't even lay a finger on. And that item is the real murder weapon. Alright then, I'll play along for now. This real weapon that killed the Mask 2. What exactly is it? The real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this. The Babel's Primaduck statue. And read it, both countries claim to own the real one. National treasure, only ambassador and secretariat can touch.
Take that!
This is the weapon you're looking for.
Not so fast!
Lang Z says, one should always perform one's job in the proper manner. And I can see how it's proper to show me evidence so devoid of potential relation. Oh, was I mistaken? Oh, this one, I was showing the wrong statue. I was showing the Babel's statue. I was showing the Babel one, but yeah, because I have two pieces of evidence. It's the Alabast Primaduck statue. Both countries claim to own the real one. National treasure. Signed, it was moved during the murder. This one, yeah. This. I was just showing, I showed the wrong one, but yeah, it's this one. The alabaster Primiduck statue, this.
Take that!
The national treasure of Alabast. You mean the Primiduck statue? Yes, and as you know, only an ambassador and his secretary may touch it. Which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct?
Not so fast!
Ha 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 ha! You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babel. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction of the statue is facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion that I can draw from that. Go look for Ambassador Alba, and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue. Chifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words. He is most definitely trying to trick you. Chifu, please be rational about this. Grr. Lang Zi says. Just go already! Yes, sir. Sifu. Yeah? I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the primitive system. We don't need permission! We don't. The thing is, if there's a murder scene, and even if it's something that's near a national treasure, everything has to be examined. You can't just say something's a national treasure so you cannot touch it. Everything has to be examined. I see. Wait, but then the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the ambassador personally. Save your breath. He may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you've got to be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know? Agent Lang. What do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already. What? But, Sifu, what about causing an international incident? Quiet! I'll take the fall if I have to for it later.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone is to take responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? If we're going to talk in such a heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. Alright, then. Less talk and more investigating. If we want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a luminol, chemiluminescence, test on the statue. A luminol test? Ah, good thinking. Luminol will basically show blood even if it's been wiped. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay! Let's get the forensics team in here. Looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess this means that this is the real weapon that killed the mask too. Indeed. But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill the mask too, so the charge remains. We are hardly done examining the statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is a real weapon, I believe further examination is required. You think so? Okay then, knock yourself out. Upon closer inspection, he really does look a lot like the Steel Samurai. Maybe that's why they chose him to be the Goodwill Ambassador. I actually can't discredit that hypothesis. Or maybe the people at embassies really like the Steel Samurai. That's absolutely preposterous. I don't think it's that unlikely. We mustn't go around announcing people's opinions. And yet, look at how easily, you discredited mine. Not that I care why they chose him. What did we got here? And what do we have here? Wow, he said it too. This dirty smudge, it looks like a handprint. Hey, ha ha ha! What definite bit of evidence like you doing under here? Looks like we got some fingerprints to analyze. Herc. Worst case scenario, this prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now. Hey, forensic guy, I want results on these fingerprints ASAP, you hear me? Don't tell me it was Larry. Please just don't. Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir. Oh, please don't be Larry. Good, and? Sir, about the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue. Please don't be Larry. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babylese embassy? The prints belong to him, Mr. Manny Cochin, sir. What? But that's... What's going on around here? No, that's impossible. Each prima duck statue can only be handled by someone of that country. But by that very fact that Mr. Coach's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. He swapped the statues? This statue is actually Babble's prima duck statue. Impossible! It can't be. Larry never once set foot on Babbly's soil, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Alabastian knife in Babel. And the masked who was killed on Alabastian soil of Babel's national treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yada Garazu, who visited both countries. Pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they were to form. Wow. Okay. So I guess we will wrap this up here. So it's a pretty long part too. Yeah, you guys were right telling me this was a pretty long case. But we're getting really confused. There's 2 murders, 2 statues that look similar. One of them is a fake. Somebody's moving them around. It's all tied to the smuggling ring, and what is the Yata Garasu's role in this exactly too? But I guess we'll find out in the next part. Thank you guys for watching. I'll next part for you guys as soon as I can. See you on the next one. Take care, everyone.